Hi, everyone. It's lovely being part of this forum right now. My name is Sushant, and I'm from the Go Charting team. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly kind of walk you through our platforms just to make sure, now that you have access to our platform through the Quants League channel, how you can make the most of it, right? So that's probably something that might be of interest to you. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Let me know if you guys can see my screen. Is my screen visible, guys?
Yeah, it's
So
Awesome. All right. So we are 100% web and mobile based charting and options trading platform, right? I wanna. So if you go to our website, so we have two platforms. One is called the charting, right, which gives you advanced charting tools, including order flow, as well as you can connect to your broker and directly trade from our charts. And the second platform that we offer is called Options Desk, which is built on the lines of something like Thinkorswim or Trader Tasty Trade. So it kind of allows you to create complex strategies and again execute them through your broker through that platform itself. So I'm going to break down this session into three parts. In the first part, I'm going to walk you through charting and order flow. In the second part, I'm going to walk you through how you can connect to your broker and place a trade from our charts. And in the third part, we're going to go over options desk. Okay. So for charting, what you do is you just go to charts and you can click on either equity or now we are supporting Indian markets, cryptos, and we are launching with US markets in a couple of weeks. So that's what our coverage is, right? So suppose you are interested in NSE and you want to type Nifty, right? So you will get all these options. The first option is always the cash. Okay. The second is futures. When you click on them, you'll find all the future segment symbols associated with Nifty. Those include both the continuous as well as the contract. And then you have the options, which when you click on it, it kind of opens up the option chain from where you can select which of the chart, strike price chart you want to go to. Right, so it's as simple as that. So this is a chart that I have, and I have Nifty 1, which means basically the futures trade for Nifty. The platform is completely web and mobile based, and the data feed is tick data, right? So every tick data comes to our platform, and it's kind of very simple to use from a UI standpoint. So you have all the tools like you want to change a symbol, you want to change your time frame. We do allow custom time frame. So most of the features that are currently available at a premium in other platforms, charting platforms like bar replay, custom time frame, indicator on indicator, volume profile, they are pretty much available for free in our platform, right? And the value add is obviously the order flow that we are the first ones to bring to the web and mobile. So I'm going to walk all of them through together. So this is where you can choose your time frame. Custom time frame is if you want to choose any random time frame of your choice that are not supported in the predefined ones. You can use up to 14 chart types. So we offer more chart types than any other platform. And our Renko, Kagi, and point and figure are in my opinion, very, very sophisticated because they have auto pattern recognition built into them. Then you have something called as the imbalance and the cluster chart. I'm going to go over these in a while because these are pertaining to order flow and require a special attention. So I'm going to go over this later. Then you have obviously the drawing tools. We have all the drawing tools that you can think of. You can just click on these favorite buttons and they get added to your top bar. Okay, then you have the indicators we provide. So in terms of drawing tools, we provide 120 drawing tools that you can think of, right? Including complex drawing tools such as fixed range, volume profile, and market profile. I'm going to go over them in a while. Then you have things like indicators. Again, we provide 140 odd indicators, including candlestick patterns, momentum oscillators, you name it, and you will pretty much have it, right? Then you have the order flow, which I'm going to go through in a separate session, right, in a while after this general overview. Then obviously you have certain tools like bar replay. So you can just click here, right, and you choose the calendar. Bar replay is basically essentially a method using which you can replay the charts, historical charts, one candle at a time, and that kind of helps you in back testing. So that's what a bar replay does. So once you click on this calendar button, you can see this red line coming in. So this is basically a pointer. You can go back in history and choose whatever point you want to start your bar replay from. So, and then once you choose the candle, you just have to double click on it. So once I double click, this is where the candle is right now. And then you can just play the button and it keeps on adding one candle at a time. And you can also add your indicators if you wish. Suppose I want a MACD. Okay, so I just want to, for example, right now see, hey, this is how the market moves since morning 9 a.m., 9:15 a.m. today, and I just want to stop it and I want to check, okay, this is how it moved, and probably this was the right time to enter a market or exit a market, and play the button again. So this is like very advanced form of backtesting that you can do. It gives you a simulated historical version of the market. So that's what a bar replay is, but again. And then you have the ability to create something like an indicator on indicator. So for example, suppose I have an MACD and I want to create an RSI, not based on the price, but based on MACD. So I can click on this button that I showed you here on the right, and you can choose whichever indicator you want to create on top of your MACD. Suppose I want something like an RSI. So now this is an RSI not on price, but this is an RSI on MACD. So you will see here written derived from MACD. So this kind of gets you to the next level of complexity if you wish to explore that, right? On the right hand side, you will find something called as time and sales. Time and sales is basically a tick by tick account of the data feed that is coming in. The reason it is helpful is because it kind of gives you, with certain shades, it kind of gives you an ability to look at basically which are the big orders coming in. So there's a filter button, and I can literally, filter on the big orders that I think will move the market at any point in time. As we all know, for example, these green ones are basically, the red ones are the sell orders, market orders, and the green ones are the buy market orders. And obviously, the brighter the shade of the color, the more bigger the order size is. So this is your time and sales. So for example, if I want to filter on a big order, say I want to filter on orders which were like 1,000 plus, right? So that's what you can do, and it will filter out all the big orders for me. So that's one of the analytics features that we kind of provide off the shelf. Then after that, you can look at things like, for example, uh, we will go to, you have like a multi-chart view, right? You can click on these multi-charts and get multiple up to 4 charts at a time in your screen, right? You can use complex drawing tools like volume profile. So a volume profile is basically, if you guys know what it is basically an ability to create uh, a profile of a certain period based on the distribution of volumes that were traded during that period. So I'm going to go into the concept of it a little later, but I'm just going to give you a brief overview of what I'm talking about here. Okay. And if I'm going too slow or too fast, let me know. Okay. And I can modulate my pace accordingly. Then you have something called a save. So save is basically an ability using which you can create multiple layouts. So basically, if I have this particular chart and I want to kind of save the settings on the cloud, that's what you use, a create layout. Once you create a layout, all your save charts will show up here, and each save chart has a particular browser link, which is a permanent link that you can also share with your friends and your trading community. Okay, so this in a very, very high level was the Go charting platform, which comprises of everything that you can think of in terms of indicators, drawing tools, analytics. You got a very nice watch list on the right hand side. You can add your watch list to here, right? So in our watch list, we give a little bit more granularity than a normal watch list. So you already have the normal watch list, which gives you like a listed view of all your symbols, say TCS, SBIN. I can keep adding on and on. But what we also provide is some more level of detail. So for example, if you want to sort them based on volume or based on percentage change, you can use the views and you can go to the compact version. So this kind of gives you a card view of the same watch list, but now you have the ability to sort it based on, whether based on the percentage increase in price or percentage increase in volume. Okay, so for example, I can give by volume, I can give by price, or you could also have a candle view, which kind of gives you the day's candle. So you can quickly, figure out patterns like doji, hammer across all your watch list, right? So that's a candle view or days candle view of your watch list. Or you could go into a full mode where we kind of provide you, the total number of buyers, sellers, all kinds of details that you need to know, from a sentiment analysis perspective. So that was the watch list, right? Once you have these features kind of set up, right, the important ones that I'm going to walk you through is, I don't know how many of you guys understand or know the concept of order flow. So this was a concept that was created in early 2000 by the Wall Street firms. Since then, it has been very popular in the close group of the prop traders, but because of lack of technology, or you could say access to that technology, it hasn't really made it to mainstream always. The simple reason being it was very expensive to get this kind of analysis to the retail, because it was only available on desktop applications at an exorbitant price. So we are the first ones in the world to bring that kind of analysis to the web and mobile at a very, very affordable price that any retail trader can use. The challenge obviously lies in the lack of education material associated with this concept, because there is a lot of stuff on the YouTube and you can check them out. But again, you need to have a step-by-step understanding of each of the concepts. But I'm going to walk you through, for those who are interested, I'm going to walk you through how to set up those tools in here. So basically, order flow is nothing but volume analysis on steroids. So while price action really looks at the price, right, the volume part is missed out, and that's where a lot of insightful information is contained while trading, which gives a user an edge. So when the big players are coming into the market, you want to take a position based on when the big players are climbing, but you don't know that using the historical MACD or RSI, because they are basically just some form of statistics run on historical data. But what you need is real-time information of when the FIIs are coming, or the DIIs are coming, or Rakesh Junjunwala is coming. You want to know that upfront, because that's where volume comes into the picture, because these big traders come with big volumes. But you want to be sure that these are big traders and not a bunch of retail traders, or what the sentiment of the big traders is, whether they are bullish or bearish. That's very important. That's where order flow comes into the picture. Order flow is not based on historical statistical data. It is based on real-time generation of who the big market players are coming into the market right now and taking their positions. And based on that, they give you. So this is really, really very, very helpful for intraday traders rather than, long-term investors. So let me go ahead and give you a glimpse of what I'm talking about. Okay. So I'm going to go and click here, something called as cluster chart. Okay. Moment I click it, you will see some new data coming into this. Okay. So what is this new data? So let's zoom in and understand. This data that you are looking at is going beyond just the candles. So we are going inside every candle, which a normal candlestick chart will never give you. And here we are providing you at every level within the candle, how much was traded on the buy and the sell side. The red is the sell side, right is the buy side. Now you might question, what do you mean by sell and buy? Obviously there has to be a seller and a buyer. What we are talking about here is only market orders. So for every market order, there is a corresponding limit order. Now, these market orders are the aggressors, while the limit orders are the passive traders. So what we are tracking is basically the aggressors. Where are the aggressors moving into? Which positions are they taking? Are they bullish or bearish? So is there a higher percentage of selling happening here right now in terms of market orders, a higher percentage of buying? That's what order flow is all about. And this is the specialty that we brought on the web for the first time. So here at every level, and that you can fix every level, what level you want, but at every level, you should be able to now see the order of magnitude of the sellers versus the buyers. Where is the push? Is it on the buy side or on the sell side? And when you come into this level of understanding, right, the next level is to understand, the concept of delta. What is delta? Delta is the difference between buying pressure and selling pressure. If the delta is positive, means there is more buying happening. If the delta is negative, this means more selling happening. And what it means is basically if there is more buying happening and the price is going up, it means that there is a bullish trend and there is momentum because there is volume which is backing the price rise. If the volume is coming down while price is going up, it means it's losing the momentum and the reversal will happen. And that kind of information is quickly picked up very, very quickly, instantaneously, in fact, by order flow. Okay, so this is an order flow chart and you can Google it, order flow, footprint. Those are the terms you want to Google, right? So basically it will go inside each of the candles and give you a glimpse of where the market is at any point in time. Obviously you can go ahead and do a lot of stuff here, but you can choose whatever you want on the left hand side, right hand side. So there's an option, you can choose how many buy trades or sell trades or buy volume or delta is happening. So basically you can do a lot of stuff that I may not be able to deep dive into right now because of limitation of time, but basically this is a good example, right? So let me do some work here and give you a very nice picture. So this is basically a form of order flow chart, the same footprint chart that I was talking about, but now it is showing the information in terms of volume, and basically it's a volume profile within each candle. So what is a volume profile? A volume profile is basically the distribution of the volume across a period in time. In this case, each period is one candle. So within this candle, I know that there was higher volume traded at this point, but these are the points which are not important for me. So I can quickly figure out what are the resistance and support levels by figuring out where the highest volume is getting traded within a candle. So this is a very simplistic view of the order flow that I showed you. Okay, I'm trying to get this. I'm trying to get, how do you move the zoom? I'm trying to remove the, okay, so there's a button which allows me to, hold on. Yeah, I think now I can do it. Okay, so I was trying to get to the white theme. Okay, so in this, what you are getting is basically a glimpse of where the highest volume is getting traded, but still I don't know whether these volumes are basically signifying higher buying or higher selling, right? That's important. So then I kind of look at the next level. From volume, I go to something called as delta, which I explained to you is basically the difference between buy and sell. So everything that is green is basically showing me higher buying is happening, and everything where is red is showing higher selling is happening. So you can quickly see this red candle has a lot of selling happening, and these green candles has more percentage of buy happening, right? So this is very important from a trader standpoint to understand whether these price actions that are happening, are they backed by volume or not. So I'm going to go ahead and add an indicator called as delta bars. Okay, so delta bars is basically a candlestick formation of the delta that I explained to you, which is difference between buy and sell. At any point, you can see basically it is clearly telling me whenever delta is green, that is more buying happening, the price is going up. Whenever delta is red, that means there is more selling happening, price is going down in the candle. Now, there could be certain cases where price is going up, but the volume is coming down, or delta is coming down or showing red, which means that it is losing momentum and reversal is going to happen very soon. Those cases are called divergences. So this, and the way I want to do it is I want to put it on cumulative mode, so I can see for the whole day whether there is more buying happening or more selling happening for the whole day. So I can see that the day started from at this point, right at 0, and over the day right now there has been slightly lower downtrend in Nifty futures in terms of there has been more selling than buying happening here. So that's what the basic trend is. So this is very, very powerful in explaining to you at any point in time, who are the big players, where are they coming. For example, in Nifty, if you see a very huge lot size getting traded, right, you instantaneously know that the big players are coming in certain form, and you can clearly see that volume here in each of these footprint bars here, at what price these big players are coming in. So this is a concept of footprint and order flow at a very high level. A similar concept is called imbalance, and imbalance gives you the added advantage of uses the concept of order flow to create algorithmic resistance and support for you. So you can turn on an option called imbalance and then show the SR zones, and it will quickly show you these red are the selling zones and these are the higher, bigger buying zones, which will quickly give you a sense of, just let me fix this settings. Uh, for example, as you can see here in this chart, it clearly marked at this very point that there is going to be a resistance created here based on order flow. And you can see how this resistance was basically met and prices came down from here. Similarly, at this point, it showed that, there is going to be a support here. And you can see price went up, came down, and bounced off this support. These lines, green and red lines, are drawn algorithmically based on order flow. Now, what is if I were to give you a 2-minute, explanation of price action versus order flow, these lines of support and resistance, maybe a very good price action trader will also be able to identify, okay? But he will identify it at this point. For example, if I take this particular, support line, right? He will be able to understand that there is a support created when the price bounces off at this point or at this point. So based on that, he will draw a confidence level. Yes, this is a support. An order flow trader will get to know this at the very point when it was formed here itself. So he does not need to wait till it bounces off in this point and this point to understand it's a good level of support. He understands it ahead of the price action trader. So he will understand. So a price action trader and an order flow trader will probably get to the same result, but the order flow trader will get to know it before the price action trader because he has real-time signaling of the heavy orders, big orders coming in. I hope I was able to, give you the basically a 2-minute gist of the difference between a price action trader and an order flow trader. So that's a very high level overview of what is an order flow chart. Okay, and then you have concepts like volume profile, market profile. So under indicators, you can grow and create something called as market profile here. Okay, so that's a market profile chart. If you guys know the concept of market profile, awesome. If you don't, basically it again creates these profiles based on time rather than volume. So what is volume profile? Profiles created based on volume. Market profile is profiles created based on time. So how much time, the price was hovering at a given level. So the more the time it spent a price at a given level, more is the likelihood that is a good point of resistance and support for you for the coming days. These red lines show POC. Basically, this is where the highest amount of time was spent in a particular day. This is a 30-minute chart, and these profiles are of 1 day. So for over a period of 1 day session, one whole trading day session with a 30-minute candle, the market profile is telling you that this is a very important level because it's a virgin POC created, this red line. And basically these will at some point in the future turn out to become your support and resistance. Suppose see here. So a resistance, a support was created here, and in 2 days, the price bounced off from this level once again. So this is what the concept of market profile is. In market profile, if I were to again summarize market profile in 2 or 3 words for you to make it very simple, it kind of gets you to the to a high level understanding of where the market is flowing based on the shape of the profile. So these are shapes of the profile. Some of the shapes are like a B shape, alphabet B. Some of them are like an alphabet P. Okay, suppose let me find out a P for you. Okay, this is an inverse double distribution. This is a P. Okay, so here in this you can see like a P shape forming. So based on whatever is the shape of the days forming, you can actually, based on that, if you learn about market profile, you can get a clear understanding of what you should be your position going into the market next day. So it's very important. And then certain days are called trend days. So basically, there's a trending happening, so you can take your position. Certain days are not trend days, or basically they are short sell days, or they are long days. So these profiles give you a very good understanding of how the market has shaped and what should be a position going into the next day. So what I generally do is, using either volume profile or market profile, I kind of draw my levels of support and resistance early in the morning. And then when the price is approaching that point, I then go into the order flow, which I just showed you, right, to understand whether there is confluence. So whether basically actually those supports are holding off because there is a higher flow of volume coming in at that point. So that these two combined together gives you a very, very solid and bulletproof method of actually validating your positions, and then getting an edge, which the historical normal indicators like MACD, RSI, or moving averages fail to get you. So that's at a very high level. Obviously there are certain indicators which are very popular in India. Those are obviously covered in our platform. You can just go in and check out. For example, somebody was telling me that we love to use Anchor VWAP. Anchor VWAP is basically, from a given point you want to draw a VWAP. So in our platform, you can just go to any of the candles, right click, and just go to add anchor VWAP, and it will draw the VWAP from that point. So that's how simple it is, to create a VWAP in our platform, right? And then you have obviously all the other things that you can think of. We have a very, very complex, not complex, I would say robust Renko chart, okay, where you can kind of create your bricks based on not one, not two, but four possible methods. Same is the case with PNF. On our PNF, you can not only draw the chart, but you can also, on our point and figure, create a pattern. So you can see where are the double tops, where are the triple bottom, where are the significant columns, and a lot of other statistics that normally is missed out in the major popular platforms. So more about this, and probably in separate session. You guys can always reach us on Go Charting at the admin@go charting, or you can check out our YouTube channel. But that was a very high level overview of the charting platform, right? Now, if you want to trade from our charts, you have to click on the right hand side, right, and go to the home page. Here in the home, you will find a lot of brokers who are currently integrated into our platform. They are part of our network. We got Fires, Kotak, IFL, 5paisa, and Finvasia. ICICI Direct is coming in a couple of weeks. Okay, so how do you connect? All you have to do is click on, say, suppose I take Finvasia as an example, right? I have it connected, but basically you will find basically a button which will ask you to log in to with your Finvasia details. And once you log in, your broker is connected. Once the broker is connected, you can go to the ledger here in the bottom, and here you can see all your positions that you have taken, all your trades, all your balances, everything, right? And you also have the ability to, for example, let me see if I have some balance. No, I have negative balance. Okay, so I may not be able to place a trade right now because I have negative balance, but it's very simple. All you have to do is right click at any point, and it will give you intelligent options of whether you want to place a limit order, market order, stop limit order, right? Once you do that, basically the order gets placed to the broker through our platform itself, and then you can directly trade from our charts. And I'm going to give you a quick example using the paper trader, because that doesn't need a capital. Okay, so I'm right now in Go charting, paper trader. So this is on the top is a paper trader, and on the bottom are all the brokers. So this is paper charting that I'm going to do. So here I am, and I'm going to choose, say, TCS as a chart, right? And if I want to place an order, I can quickly right click and go to, say, buy limit, and it will open up this panel, and I click, and a limit order gets placed on the chart. It's as simple as that. But I'm going to quickly get you to a point where you will understand how quickly you can do all of this in our Go charting platform. So this was a simple buy limit order I placed. Okay, you have the ability to move the orders directly on the chart, to modify them, right? And you can also cancel them using this button. Okay, so this is a normal trade from chart abilities. Now, when you right click, the computer or the algo is smart enough to understand whether you right click below the LTP or above the LTP. Based on that, it will give you intelligent options like buy limit, buy market, sell stop, and sell stop limit. It will not tell you sell limit because the interested price level that you want to place an order is below the LTP. Okay, and similarly, if you place it above the LTP, it will tell you sell LTP and not buy LTP. So LMT, sorry. So it basically is intelligent enough to let you know whether it is a buy or a sell that you want to place, depending on where you placed your chart, right? So, and then once you place suppose I want to place a market order, right? That's a market order. It gets directly placed on the chart. You can see it here, and you can also see the real-time calculation of your positions here on the chart itself. You can, if you wish to close your position, you just need to click here, and that kind of closes the position, and you are done. Right? It's as simple as that. The same information you can get in the ledger on your my trades, my options, my balances, my positions. You can get all of it here. You have something called as a one-click trade, where you can easily kind of set your defaults and quickly place your orders directly, market orders, from these buy sell buttons. Then you have something called more sophisticated for people who need speed, because when trading, speed is of essence, right? So how do we get that speed? So under trading, if you go to enable quick trade mode, then at this point in time, it will not even ask you for your confirmation whether you want to place a trade, what is the price. You can go ahead and set a default here in the trading panel. So suppose quantity is 1 and I always want to place 5 quantities. I can go and click this checkbox, and it will say default size changed. And then now I can quickly go ahead and place an order, and it will automatically place the order for me. It will not even ask me for anything. If you want to go even faster, then you should go to our help channel, which is in the bottom, okay, and go to platform shortcuts. Here, using keyboard, you can place your orders within milliseconds. So for example, if I want to place a limit order, I can just press shift and double click, and it will place the order for me. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click shift and double click, and it places the order for me. It's as simple as that. You can keep placing as many orders as you want, and you can cancel them. You can do whatever you want. So it becomes very, very easy for you to quickly take positions, move out of positions, take orders, cancel orders, depending on where the price is moving. So that kind of gives you an edge. So that is in a very high level is how you can place your orders, trade directly from our option, from our platform here, from our charting platform. Now we go to the next level, which is options trading, right? So on options trading, when you go to any of the spot or underlying charts, you will see in the left hand side something called as option chain. So when I click on option chain, it will take me to the next platform that I'm going to walk you through. This is called options desk, right? An option desk is a very, very advanced option trading platform and analytics platform. It allows you to create multiple simple to complex option strategies, right? And then again, connect to your broker, like I explained, exactly like I explained in the charting platform, and execute them through the same brokers I talked about. So in the brokers, you will have the same brokers that I talked about, and you can directly place your trades from this platform through your broker, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and quickly understand. For example, I'm TCS. TCS is the underlying here, right? So when you click on this symbol, you can change the underlying symbol. So you can see any symbol, say, let's take Bank Nifty as an example. So I go to Bank Nifty, and this will automatically give me all the Bank Nifty related options trading data. So what it does is, first, there are a few tabs on the top. Each of these tabs are configurable. So this is your option chain. This is where all your option chain data is stacked based on the series. So for example, you have a series ending in 3 days, 10 days, 16 days. So this is where you get to see your entire options data, option chain data. When you hover over each of these series, there are certain bearish and bullish metrics that we will provide you. So basically signals at a series level. So you get to see the at the money IV, the cumulative OI, max pain, the PCR in terms of volume and OI, and certain dots colored in red or blue, depending on whether we feel it's a bearish or a bullish kind of a trend going on in here. Okay, so our understanding is this particular trend is bearish. So when you click on each of them, that opens up the option chain. So I have 8 strikes chosen here, but you can obviously go up to as many strikes as you want. So suppose I go to the 40 strikes. So this kind of opens up the entire option chain up to 40 strikes. You have the ability to right click on any one of the columns, and you can choose up to 40 metrics. So this comprises of all the Greeks, all the IVs, all the volume related metrics, things like OI sense, which is basically, related to whether it's a short buildup, long buildup, short covering at a contract level. All of that you can see the at the money in the money probability, OI related theoretical price based on Black-Scholes, extrinsic price. You can go on and on. So we have like 40 odd metrics that you can choose from, and all you have to do is right click and choose from this menu. Right now, once you have chosen each of these, again, we have a special focus on OI, both in our charting platform as well as in our option desk platform. So in charting platform also, you can go to, say, open interest, okay, and click on open interest, and it will give you the open interest. So this is TCS. We probably need to go to TCS futures to see the open interest, because FNO is where the open interest is applicable, and you can see the open interest on every chart. This includes open interest on not only the future symbols, but also the individual strike prices that you can think of. So you can go to, say, I'm making it up, say TCS options, and you choose this particular put call. So this is now basically a chart of TCS March 22 3700 P. So even at a strike price, you can see all of these charts along with your open interest and things like OI sense. OI sense is, again, an ability to figure out through the chart whether it is right now a bearish, bullish, or what kind of a signal that is going on in here. So for example, I can go to, say, OI sense, and it will tell me at a bar by bar level whether it's a short buildup, whether it's a long buildup, short covering, all of that through this chart itself. The similar kind of an information is available on the option desk as well. Okay, now if you want to place an order, right, you can do it either a paper trade or you can do a real trade. So I'm going to do a paper trade for you now. So for paper trade, all you have to do is click on either the bid ask channel, or you can use some of these buy sell buttons, or you can right click on the chart on the option desk itself, right? So if I suppose I want to create a simple order, right, I can just go ahead and buy it, and it gets added under paper, and you can see the order position that you have taken, and there is a real-time calculation of your PNL going on in here. This includes not only the PNL, but the strategy level, the Greeks as well, right? So if suppose this is the paper strategy, if I want to create, basically rename it to something else, so I can call it like the Quants League strategy I've created just now, okay, and I rename it. So this is the Quants League strategy that gets created, and this is where all your PNL calculations can take place. Now from the paper trade, if I want to place it really through a broker, I can either right click and go to place order, or click this trade button at a leg level. But if I want to be a little more sophisticated and I want to do something called as a basket order, right? So suppose I want to create a basket of 2 legs. I've just created a random basket here. Let me go ahead and create this basket from, like, let me create a simple straddle here for you, okay, so that you are able to appreciate how quickly you can create. So all I have to do is click on each of these buy. So I created a buy here. The moment I created a buy under paper, you can see your position directly on the option chain. So that is one of the other features that I wanted to talk about and I literally missed out. So other than the option chain being very advanced because it has all the 40 odd metrics, analytical metrics that you can add, you can also real time see your positions directly on the option chain. So moment I took a position here, this showed up under the paper column, and basically it is telling me that I bought 25 quantities or one lot of Bank Nifty at this level, which is 35,800. Similarly, if I want to create a straddle, right, I'm going to click here and buy another similar quantity, but on the put side, and now I have a 35,800 straddle created on both sides. So this is how simple I can create a straddle. And if I want to look at basically the PNL or the payoff chart, I can either go to the payoff chart, which is the second tab, or I can directly see it here in the option chain itself. So you see these green bars and red bars, these are basically telling me a tabular format of the payoff chart. So all I'm saying is, as a result of this particular straddle that I've created, I'm going to be in profitable after 34,008, below 34,800 and after 36,800, but between this range, smaller range of 34,900 strike to 36,700 as the underlying, I'm going to be in loss. So this not only allows our option chain to add and analyze the data, but it also allows you to place your positions and track your PNL and payoff directly on the option chain. You don't have to go to any other place. This simple option chain is good enough to kind of get you through the entire trading cycle process. But if you want to go a little more deep, right, then and you want to place a basket order directly, right? So somebody has raised hands. Uh, does it mean I can take up questions? If yes, then I'll just pause for 2 minutes and take up some of your questions. Anybody who has a question, you can unmute yourself if possible, and you can probably ask me a question.
Sujan, they won't be able to unmute. They will ask their questions in the chat or in the Q&A tab.
Understood. I will try and go over as much as possible at the end of this session. Okay, so this is how quickly you can create your positions. And if you want to do something like a basket order, right? So this button tells you to place your order in a basket format. So it will tell you confirm to place the orders. Once you confirm, it will be directly placed through your broker. And when it's placed through your broker, we try and optimize your margin calculations by putting all your buy trades, buy legs first, and then the sell legs. And then you also have the square off, so which will square off all the legs once you have taken a trade through the platform. And in this case, we will do the exact opposite, where we will stack up all the sell legs first and the buy legs later to give you the maximum margin optimization. So that's at a very high level was the option chain. You can do the exact same thing on what we all know of, a payoff chart. In our payoff chart, you can either use the bottom panel or the left hand panel to see your positions. Some of the additional things that you can do, of course, most of the platforms come up with basically a payoff chart with strategy level metrics and all. Some of the additional things that you can do here is, here you can look at your PNL on the right hand axis, and you can also look at the strategy level Greeks on your left hand axis. So if I want to look at the strategy Greeks over time, across strike prices, I can choose from the left hand axis a gamma, and this particular yellow line is giving me the gamma of this particular strategy or straddle that I've created across the strike prices. Okay, now if I want to go a little more deep and understand what are the exact positions I've taken, I go to settings and I go to markers. Once I click on markers, it is giving me, all the positions that I've taken, which is on the chart itself, which is basically a put and a call, and I can drag them and make changes to my position, to my paper trades, if I want to analyze what happens if I move it one strike up or down. So I can directly do it from the chart itself. So I I chose to kind of move my put position, and automatically my entire payoff chart changed. Okay, now if I want to do something more extravagant, right? So suppose I don't want to create a custom strategy. I want to go for predefined strategies. So when I click on predefine, it will give me a list of 40 odd strategies which are already built into the platform. So suppose I want to create an iron condor, I can just click on iron condor and I can choose the series that I want it from. And every series, every strategy comes with a formula, which I'm probably not going to explain because it's a little more complex here in our platform. Uh, and I probably will reserve it for someone who is deeply interested in understanding how can create your custom strategies through scripting. So for example, a Pine script or any other, AMI broker script, but this is a script specifically designed to create your option strategies. I'm going to go over this only for people who are advanced and would like to know about it. But for now, for the general public, I'm just going to go over how quickly, without any scripting or coding, you can create your strategies. So suppose it's an iron condor, I can just go ahead, choose the series I want to place it on, and click on apply. And this is your iron condor created on a series which is going to expire in 3 days. Okay, and this is obviously the gamma of that iron condor. Okay, so once you have taken the iron condor, as you can see, these are the 4 legs that you have taken. The P's are the puts, the C's are the calls, and anything in red is basically a sell, anything in green is basically a buy. So 2 buy legs, 2 sell legs of an iron condor, 2 puts, 2 calls. Once you have done that, now you can do something called as what if analysis. In our what if analysis, we give you the ability to actually look at the chart at a third series, which will be the what if series. Okay, so let me go to the probably the dark mode again. So in the dark mode, as you can see, this blue line is an additional line that will, basically based on your what if parameters, which is time, decay, and volatility, will keep changing. Okay, so you can move this around to understand, with respect to what is your current position and where is your, position that you want to take, or over a period in time, how it is going to pay off from a decay or volatility standpoint. So that was again a very, very high level view of our payoff chart, right? And you do have the ability to, in our options desk, you have to have the ability to create your own UI. You can simply drag any of these tabs and place it wherever you want. So for example, I just dragged the payoff chart from the top and I placed it here. So now what is happening is I'm going to see my payoff chart on the right hand side and my option chain on the left hand side. That's how simple it is. Okay, this is just for people who want to explore the functionalities. And if you want to create, suppose you are in the payoff mode, payoff chart mode, and you want to create your positions directly from here, that is also possible. When you create on the add leg or add position, the option chain will come up from the left hand side. You can quickly buy and sell positions directly from here, and it will change the payoff chart automatically. So that was a very, very high level view of the payoff chart. And now I'm going to show you certain additional things which are only available in our platform, right? So our platform also comes with the built-in price chart that we have already talked about, but there are 2-3 features that are very unique, and I want to go over them. Suppose this is a candlestick chart. Okay, so this is a candlestick chart of the bank nifty. Okay, and here I can choose whatever I want in terms of symbol, whether I want a futures or a spot chart. Now there's a feature called OI profile. Now OI profile is basically similar to a volume profile, but this time based on option chain. So what you are seeing here is basically on the left hand side, these greens are the open interest of your calls, and on the right hand side are the open interest of your puts. Now you have the ability to choose either open interest or volume based on what you prefer, right? And what it is giving me is, this is the point in time. Basically this is exactly the expiry in 3 days profile option chain. This is the one that will expire in 10 days, and similarly as you drag on, you keep getting all the option chain series right to the end, the weeklies and the monthlies all. You also have the ability to stack them all together in a cumulative format. So if I go to cumulative, this is basically a cumulative view of the open interest across all the series, with the strikes on the left hand side in green and the puts on the right hand side. Clearly you can see where the market is moving, where are the support and resistances based on the OI levels directly on the price chart. Now, what are these colors for, right? So these bright colors are telling you, these bright reds and the greens are telling you how much OI was added today compared to the previous day, right? So that is like a long build up and a short build up. And then you also have certain hollows that you will see not available, not visible here, but in certain series, which is basically meaning short covering on long unwinding. So directly on the price chain, I can figure out the sentiment of the options market. So this is the price chart of the spot or a futures, and I'm looking at the option chain of the options market, giving me a sense of how the sentiment in the option market is moving as the price is going up and down. So this is very, very helpful in, again, marking your levels of support and resistance based on, for example, these are good levels of support and resistance that I can quickly draw and track over a period in time. So this becomes very, very helpful for option traders. This is again a feature only and only available on our options desk. And then you have the abilities like you can create probability curves. This is over and above some of the other features that I have already shown you on the price chart. So a probability curve kind of gives you the ability to draw a probability distribution of where the price will be over the next 3 months expiry based on either historical volatility or implied volatility, so that you can choose from. So that was a very high level view of the options desk price chart, okay, over and above the normal price chart that I've already explained, and those features are also built in. One of the views that I really like is, suppose, having the option chain on the left hand side, okay, and then having the price chart on the right hand side. So this kind of gives me a very unique view of the platform on using both, this ability of creating your own UI. You get to see the price charts and the movement, and you can place your orders either from the chart or from the strategy builder, like I explained to you earlier. Okay, and you can see your positions on the option chain. You can see how the OI is moving on the option chain directly on the price chart of the underlying. So all of that is possible directly from here. And then you have some other tabs that we normally use in some other platforms where you get to see, things like the volatility surface, right? So you get an ability to see how the implied volatility is changing over across various series. You get to see things like, so this is basically what we call as a volatility skew or a smile, and you can now compare it across all the series in that chain. You can add more indicators, like suppose a max pain chart, or for example, a premium or an open interest chart, or a OI percentage change chart. So these are basically features that are probably available in other platforms, and I'm not going to go deep into it. But what I'm trying to tell you is Option Desk is basically a superset which combines not only the features currently available in the market, but which are basically not available, or for that matter, a complete platform which gives both options and price charting at the same time. So that is one of the other key features. And obviously it comes with the ability to kind of place your orders directly from our platform to your broker. So Arjun, I think I have pretty much covered at least at a high level what I wanted to cover. Now I'm sure people have questions. So there are two things. One is chat, one is Q&A. Which one should I address, guys? Are the questions on the chat forum or on the...
We have actually asked everyone to feed in their questions in the Q&A tab. So maybe you can go first with that.
Okay. So
Just
maybe
scroll down, go to the last questions, you will see.
okay. Is there any... Yeah, so alerts on Delta-based order flow is coming soon. This is one of our highest priorities of 2022. Okay, one of our highest priorities was the launch of the US market, which we are launching in a couple of weeks. And then the next priority will be alerts based on order flow. Yes, this option chain can trade both intraday and positional based on whoever that broker is. So basically it is a conduit. Okay, so we are only passing the orders to the broker. So if the broker is supporting both positional and intraday, this platform will also support the same. Yes, I think recording sessions will be provided. Can I get RSI on Nifty C? Yes, of course, you can get everything. So suppose this is a Nifty C chart. Okay, so let's go to Nifty and options. Okay, so I click on options and the option chain comes up. And suppose I click on a particular strike price. So this is now the chart of this particular Nifty option strike price. So I'll remove the open interest and I'm just going to go to indicator and create RSI. And that's your RSI on the Nifty options chart. And you can get it in all time frames, 5 minutes, 15 minutes. We also have custom time frames. So if you are too advanced, you can also go for custom time frame, 17 minutes, 25 minutes, whatever you want to go. No, this is not TradingView. We are a competitor to TradingView. I think these were the questions. I think I've pretty much